Hey guys, it's Carrie, and in this training video, as you're about to start your faster runs, your more intense runs with your intervals that I've got planned for you, I wanted to go over your pacing. What pace should you go at? What speed should you go at? And you're all coming into this at different paces, at different levels, at different speeds, at different experience levels, and I don't recommend for you guys, especially if you're just learning about paces and how to push yourself out of your comfort zone, not to shoot for a certain time, a certain pace number. If you know yourself well and you're experienced, you might know what your paces are, what your fast pace is, what your super fast pace is, what your just uncomfortable pace is. But if you don't, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I prefer you use a scale called the Rating of Perceived Exertion scale. So it's just how you're feeling. It's based on how you feel. And I know as moms, sometimes what feels hard on Monday is going to feel way harder on Friday, or you've had a night that's been long and sleepless, and it's hard to tie that to a number. It just makes you stressed, and you can get injured that way, because if you're trying to keep up with the pace but you're too tired and you're not fueled properly, you're going to injure yourself by trying to keep up to that faster pace than your body's actually feeling and allowing you to go. So this isn't easy. It's going to come with some practice and doing a few things, doing some of these workouts and seeing how it goes, because sometimes the shorter the interval is, the harder you can go. The longer that interval is, you have to take it back a notch. You can't go as fast as you would have in the shorter one. So it's just all about learning, and just be patient, ask me any questions you have. But basic is you have sort of the walking pace, your easy walking, no problem, nice warm up. Then you have easy running, where it's really comfortable, it's not very stressful. You can talk through your run, you can easily talk, you're not gasping for breath, your breath is coming easy. That's your easy pace. Then you have slightly harder, getting a little pushing, okay, I'm feeling it a little bit, I'm outside of my easy zone. Then you have your moderately harder, okay, you're pushing out of my comfort zone. Then I like to say that there's a much harder, and then there's like maximum, where you could only push that hard for 10 or 15 seconds and you're done. So it's not very often I'm going to push you into that zone until you're a really experienced runner and you know your body, because that's where you're going to get hurt. So most are going to be going into the slightly harder, moderately harder, and then much harder for like a 30-second interval, where you're really pushing yourself out of that comfort zone. So in the workouts, and when it says, there's intervals of 30 seconds, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever that interval is for your training run, think about how hard it is for you. Look at that run and how many steps are there. If you're running harder for a certain amount of time, the shorter the time, the harder you can push in that time. The longer that time, you have to pull it back a little bit, because you want to be able to maintain your posture and your breath while you're running. You don't want to lose that form, and if you lose that form, that means you're going too fast. If you can't breathe and your lungs are burning, you're going too fast. You need to pull it back, because you want to get through these workouts with quality to your work. And I always say, with running, it's about quality, not quantity. So you need to be focused on form, focused on breathing, focused on what feels challenging to you but is not overexerting you, because that's where you're going to get injured. And the goal of running for me and for anyone that I coach, my goal for you I set is injury-free running. So I need to keep you there. So give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions about the Rating of Perceived Exertion. It's all over Google. You can check it out if you're really into more of the details. But really, it's just a feeling of pushing a little bit into uncomfortable, pushing it further into uncomfortable, pushing a little bit further, and then maximizing that to where you can't hold it for very long. So let me know what you think, and see how you can put it into action, and see how you learn about yourself through this program, and what these different intensities mean for you. And then you can link it to a number if that's what you want. We're all different. Some people really like to have that number, and some people don't. For me, it stresses me out. So I just run by how I feel, and that's how I'm going to coach you to do that as well. So give it a try and let me know what you think.